Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Tinker77. We are again on FoolCraft. As you know from my last video, I had some issues with pig noises and I have resolved that issue, and that was resolved by doing an upgrade to 1.3.2. Now, the upgrade before when I tried it had some issues. I was able to get through those issues this time with some help from MC Dodge 34, who had some comments left on the comments section. So the comments do help. Thank you, MC Dodge 34, for your help. But I am now in 1.3.2. Now, one thing we're going to do today, and I want to show you the reason why. There were some things that changes that were made which caused some issues. One of them is the mechanical user that we use to milk our cows. It was removed. So the block disappeared and all our cows have moved down. Now, I did do a tutorial recently, and I'll put a link to that in the description, but it is a tutorial on Progressive Automation has an animal milking tool that you can use. So I'm going to have to revamp all of that and get this working again. So that's the goal for today, is to try to get all this worked out. Now, the Progressive Automation tool that we're going to be using does require fuel in the form of coal. So what I want to do first is I want to get some coal chickens bred up and ready to go. And we're going to make a little bit of like an automated coal system so we can feed the milker so we get the resources. So that's what we got to do first. We got to get the chickens. So let's just get them started here. I'm going to look up for some, I have some coal eggs. I'm going to grab a stack of those. My idea is I will have 9 coal chickens in nesting pens. That's the setup we'll use. So I want to get these bred up though, at least 9 of these. And then we'll start on the next step. So here we go. We got these. These are all 10, 10, 10 eggs, so they should be nice chickens. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they're all there. They're ready to go. Great. Now the next thing we need to do, after that noisy door, is we need to get some nesting pens for them so we have their drops being pulled out. Okay? So nesting pens, if you remember, these are just blocks, but they take nesting, just egg nests, and so I'm going to need 9 of these. So let's see here. I don't know how many I can make. Hopefully I can make enough. Of course not. So we need to make some hay bales. Okay, so let's do that. That should do it. We need like, what, 3 more? Or yeah, there we go. And then we can make the nest, egg nest again. Right there. Okay, we have 9 of those. Great. And now we'll make the nesting pens. Not that one, this one. There we go. Good, we have 9 of them. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do these nesting pens feeding into a chest. That way I can take, because I've got plenty of coal here, you know, 4,000 coal. I'm going to put some of that coal into a chest. So the nesting pens will feed into the chest, and the chest will then feed out into all of the Progressive Automation tools. Okay, so I want to get a chest. Do I have any chests here? I'll just use this one right here. That's one we can use. Okay, so let's get this kind of set up and looking how I want. Run back here. The idea is we're going to have, give me that. We're going to have that there, and that will fill in, and we can put coal in here, and then we're going to have the chickens in this section. So, oops, didn't mean to do that one. If that makes any sense. So when did it again. So the chickens will be there inside this thing, and they'll be feeding into the chest. The chest will then be feeding out into all of the Progressive Automation tools. So let's get some of this hooked up in the back. Let me go get some tools, and we'll be right back. I've dug out behind the nesting pens and the chest, and I put down a trash can. This is where we will dump all of the eggs, the feathers, and the manure. So we only have coal going into here. So let's get this part set up really quick. Okay, we have these 2 spots. Now this is always going to be an insert, and we're going to insert, we're going to set up an item filter, everything but coal. And on this one, this is also an insert. And we're going to set up another, and we're going to whitelist coal. Okay, so coal will go into here. Trash and everything's going into here. Now, all we need to do is set these up here. Add these in. And you can see they're automatically connected down. Now, these should always be always active. And once we have them always active, when any time the chickens drop anything, they get picked up by the nesting pen, they'll be brought down into the two lines and will go one way or the other. All the junk here, coal here. Okay, that's the first part of this project. It's just getting this system set up. And hopefully when the chickens get hatched, I'll bring them over here and we'll have this system working. Now the neat thing about this is that once this system gets completely installed, I can still access this chest. I can still put coal in here if I need to augment the system. But I'm hoping that the chickens will work. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to start working on some of these cows, getting one set up, and we got to do one at a time. I wanted to make sure everything works right, and then we'll do all of them. So that's what's next. Let's go get the tools for that. Checking on the coal chickens, it looks like they have hatched. So let's start grabbing those and putting them in the system. Just like that. We'll run them in, put them on the system up here, and they'll start generating the coal we need. Okay, the next step, I'm going to start building up the animal farmers. I have one already at the diamond. I'm going to make 17 more, so we're going to start with the wood. And we're just going to start building them up. And there we go. I now have 18 diamond animal farmers. Now I'm going to need 18 of the milker upgrade. Let's see if we can get this done here. I believe... Oh, come on. I can do one at a time, I guess. It doesn't let me do the shift click trick. Let's see how many I can get. See, it empties the buckets out. That's the part of the problem. So it's a little bit of a bug. I'll have to go through this manually, see how many I can get. I now have 18 of the milker upgrades. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to get some coal just so we can have some coal in our system. And we're going to start to hook up the first of the cow pens. Now this will be just one, and then I'll do all the rest of them off camera just so we have it. I want to have an animal net to pick up the cow. So let's go take a look at this, what we need to do, okay? Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to save the cow. Here we have the cow in the animal net. Now, the cow will then be standing on this block. So what I need to do is put another block there just in case. And I'm going to use this block right here. There we go. Now that's where the cow will stand. Now we're going to have to work on getting the plumbing done after we put this block right here. We're going to take this block out. No, we're not. We're going to put this one on top. Okay, a little change of plan there. That's the animal farmer block. Now we're going to make sure this pointing to the block in front of it, which is not. Okay, so there it is. It'll point right where the cow stands. And then we're going to need to put a decoration block that I took out by accident. I can re-chisel it right now, so let's do that. Let's chisel, let's break this in half here, and we'll chisel it up to make sure we have that block that we need. So, like we use all chisels, we go in here, we go over to there, and we want this block here. There we go, and we'll put that on top. Okay, so that's the output block that we want. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put the cow back so it's all good to go, okay? So, here we go. We got to get the cow. I just put him away here. And put on the glass. Okay, the cow is good. We're all good to go there. So now we just have to hook up the plumbing. Down in the mechanical room, if you will, for the cows, I've dug out the section for this first pen, and you can see that's where the line used to go to the mechanical user, and I want to hook it up into the animal farmer. Now, if I right-click on the animal farmer, you can see it needs fuel, and we'll work on that in a minute, but it also needs a milking upgrade. So if I take one of these and put it in, it opens up the bucket slot. So I'm going to put a bucket in there so it's ready to go, okay? So now what we can do is we can work on, I didn't bring any item filters with me, but we can work on this part here. We can connect this up, and this what we're going to do is similar to what we did before. This is already set up to send back, if you look at the extract, send back empty buckets. So I need to do another one really quick over here. Let me go get the item filter, and I'll show you that. I apologize for not being as prepared as I usually am, but I have the item filter on now. So we're going to put a filter in. Okay, this is extracting, but we want to make it, it'll extract. Actually, it's not extract, it's in and out. Man, today is just not my day, is it? Anyway, it's in and out. We're going to have a filter. Any buckets that are not empty will go through, and we'll say always active. Okay, and that should work the system. Now, if I were to go and put some coal in there, it should work. But let's get the coal system figured out next. On the back of this, I'm going to run a line of coal feeders into this. So on the back of this, I'm going to put on an idle conduit, and this is just going to be set straight to insert, okay? Now this line is going to come all the way around and go into the chest, okay? So it should be lined up. We're going to bring it around. Okay, one more. Now I don't want it to interfere with that, and it just did. That's not what I wanted, so let's see here. Okay, hopefully it didn't feed anything into that. Let me check. No, it didn't put anything in there. Okay, so we're going to go down here. Okay, and we're going to bring it over to the chest from this side. I know you can make separate channels, but I'd rather keep it separate visually so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll go into here. Goes around the corner and up into the chest. Now, this chest needs to be set to a special mode here. What we want to do is we want to be extract, which will extract coal, but we want it to be round robin, which means it will go between all of the items in order, or where it's trying to destinations for the coal, and try to fill them equally. That's kind of nice. Otherwise, it would just stop at the first one and fill it up completely before going to the next one. And we're going to say, ooh, storm, wow, always active. Okay, so that should be working right now. So if we go back over here, it's filled up with coal. This bucket, it says it's running and it's waiting. So if we did this right, let me get around here. Wow, this is awful. Awful way of doing things. But anyway, if you get all around here, this section should be filling up in just a little bit. We'll see. You can see it just milked. And this is now formed up a full block, and the rest of it's still in the fluid system, so that's working great. And the bucket should be back here. So everything's running great. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through and finish the system up as far as getting all the cows done, everything's ready to go, and then I'll be back. This will take me a little while. Another quick progress update for you. I've put in all of the animal farmers into all the pens. They're all ready to go. I've also redone these two pens so they're ready to go when we get the cows in there that we have sitting outside. I've also hooked up all the coal lines, put the milking upgrades in there, and put all the buckets. So all the stuff that's up here is really done. Now what I need to do is get the cows in from where they are now and get them up. So I'm going to do the save the cows right now, and then we're going to go downstairs. So let's save them. The cows have been saved for the most part. Aluminum Brass had a little bit of an accident during a little slight lag spike. The animal net put him into the wall, so he died. Yeah, so we don't have an Aluminum Brass at the moment, but we can find that later and add that to it. Okay? But anyway, it's all working as far as the coal and the ready to go. A lot of these already have the buckets filled. So if I go over here, let's see, like this one here, the bucket's ready to go. So now I need to go downstairs and I need to start to hook up the basement portion of this, which is getting what I did over here hooked up into these lines. And then we'll just do the cleanup. And I think we're all done. The systems are working fine. The cows are all working fine, except for our Aluminum Brass, which I killed. Everything looks really good. The chickens are producing enough coal to keep up with the system, which is good. And if you go downstairs, we'll take a look really quick. I've tried to decorate it up as best I can. You can see that I have it all set up. It looks really nice. Everything's good to go. Now, I didn't bring the other two cows down because their blocks don't actually make blocks or ingots, so I just didn't include them. So they're still up top. But everything else is working great. So I think this is a great setup. This is a great update to the system since we had to, because I upgraded to 1.3.2. So I think that's it for this video. The next video we'll get back to working on some more things, maybe placing some blocks, maybe do some exploration, I'm not sure. But we'll do all that on the next video. So, if you like this video, please click that like button. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section. And if you'd like to be notified of any videos I produce, please subscribe to this channel. Again, thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.